What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the PowerStop Z23 Evolution Sport 6-lug brake rotor and pad kit for the front, fitting all 2005 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas. Now, brake maintenance is a job that you will eventually have to do, especially if you are taking your Tacoma off-road or doing any hauling with your truck. This kit here will be a perfect replacement and a great upgrade specifically for the daily driver and the light off-roader, making it a great step up from factory without going overboard if you don't need it and if you want to keep it on a budget. Included in the kit will be 2 rotors and PowerStop's Z23 pads that will give you that extra stopping power that you may need over your worn factory system. Now, while this does increase performance, the brakes will remain comfortable due to the no noise design and will also keep your wheels cleaner for longer with minimal brake dust, which is a huge bonus to cut down on wheel maintenance. Now, in addition to the pads offering those vital benefits, the rotors do as well with the vented, drilled, and slotted features that will keep the system running much cooler compared to more entry-level or factory-style options. The slotting will also be essential in cleaning the surface of any dust and expelling any gases to keep contact between the brake pad and the rotor optimal, and that's going to increase your braking effectiveness, overall increasing the performance of your system. Getting into the construction, starting off with the rotors, these will have a cast iron design with a zinc coated exterior to hold up to weathering and rusting on the surface of the rotor. The details on the face of the rotor are also going to be very precise. The ends of the slots will be rounded and the drill holes are going to be beveled, which is going to add that sharp appearance to the side of your Tacoma. Now, the pads will also have a carbon fiber ceramic compound, which will be tough and resist any excessive wear, and will also have dual rubberized shims on the back to keep brake noise to a minimum. Now, the kit also comes with everything that you need, including all the stainless hardware as well as the grease, so there's really no questioning when it comes time to install them. This kit for strictly the front will come in at about $250, making this one of the more affordable choices in the category. Like I mentioned, this will be more of that mid-tier kit when it comes to performance, intentionally for the hybrid driver, which in turn doesn't skyrocket that price point. This will also just be for the front, which allows you to customize your brake setup as a whole and will save you money if you are on a separate maintenance schedule. Now, I think if you're looking for a step up compared to a factory replacement, but again, you're not looking for a high performance setup if you're not doing any super heavy hauling or towing, and you're not going crazy off-road, then this is going to be a great choice for you. Install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should take you about 3 hours to get the job done with the right tools and setup. At this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your truck at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, a 17 and a 12mm socket, a hammer, flathead screwdriver, needle nose pliers, caliper hanging tool, brake grease, and a front caliper tool. All right, today we're going to be installing some front brakes on our Tacoma, but first we're going to be watching a quick video how to uninstall the stock ones, and we'll come back here to install the new ones.
So the first thing we're going to do is remove our brake line bracket from our knuckle, and to do that we're going to grab our 12mm socket on our impact, run the bolt out, and push our brake bracket aside. So next we can go ahead and grab our needle nose pliers, and we're going to remove our retainer clip on the back side of our pins as well as the one in the middle to relieve tension, so we can remove our set pins for our pads and pull our pads out. So now that you have your pins out, now would be a good time to inspect, clean, and give a slight layer of lubrication to your pins just to allow for more longevity of your pads, to allow more free flow and movement of them so nothing gets jammed up. So now we can go ahead and remove our pads from our caliper. Now sometimes the brake dust and gunk tends to get up in here, so they tend to be a little bit tough to get out. But what you can do is grab a flathead screwdriver. It'll help you give it a little bit extra leverage and go ahead and pop your pads out. Now you want to make sure not to touch the surface of your pads or scratch the backside of your shims or anything. You don't want any excess damage to your pads, especially if you're reusing them. Next, we can go ahead and grab our 17mm socket and ratchet and remove our 2 bolts holding our caliper onto the knuckle and pull that aside. We can go ahead and remove our caliper, and we have our caliper hanger right here to set our caliper on so that it's not hanging by the brake line and causing excess tension, which could lead to rips or breaks in your line, and you don't want that. Next, we can go ahead and remove our rotor. Now, after you've got this all done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side.
All right, first thing we're gonna do while we have everything off is we are going to compress our pistons in our caliper. So we're gonna grab our front piston tool, put it inside, and then slowly compress our pistons. All right, now that they are compressed, we can put our rotor on. All right, now we're gonna put our rotor on. You will see that it is labeled front driver's side, or if it doesn't have the sticker, you will see the slants going towards the front of the vehicle. So that's how you want to install it. Line up our rotor on our studs. Now we can put our caliper over our rotor and reinstall our 2 17mm bolts. All right, now that we got those started in, we're gonna grab our ratchet with our 17mm socket and tighten them down. All right, now we are going to put our bracket in for our brake line. You'll see the slot that this tab goes into. Reinstall our 12mm bolt. All right, now we can install our new pads. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some brake grease. The kit also does supply some also. We're just gonna take some grease and put it on where it's gonna slide in the caliper. Do that for both pads. And then we can slide it into our caliper. Make sure you have these circles at the top. And we can put our lower spring clip on. Here's our bottom pin will go through that. So it's gonna lock into our brake pads on these tabs here. Put in our lower pin. Make sure it goes through the spring. And then our top. And these pins are a little bit different securing pin than the factory. These just have 2 that go through on the end. All right, now once you're done that, you just repeat the same thing on the other side. And when you're also done putting the vehicle on the ground, make sure you pump your brake pedal so that you build up pressure in the calipers before you go driving.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of the PowerStop Z23 Evolution Sport 6-lug brake rotor and pad kit for the front, fitting all 2005 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas. And you can find this right here at extremeterrain.com.